In this video, I'm going to be walking through how I've got the MicroVerb 4 set up. The MicroVerb 4 from Alesis is a multi-effects unit which is so good I decided to buy two. I got the first one for around £60 including delivery. I had that for a couple of years, and then recently I've got for £45 including delivery. So these are very low cost, budget friendly effects unit. They are 18-bit and the sound quality is really good actually, especially something from the early 2010s. They are particularly useful when set up in a send and return configuration, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect them up to my audio interfaces. I'll take a stereo out from the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20, which is the red unit towards the top of the screen, and then I'm going to pass that signal through the effects unit and return it back to the Motu 8 Pre. The whole effects loop will be in stereo. So what I'm doing initially is unscrewing the Motu 8 Pre from the rack, and that's so I can get access to the input around the back. I'll also label as I go along. I'm using inputs 5 and 6 for the return element of the configuration, and currently just labeling the cables so that I can find them when I drop them down the back of the rack, and make sure that I plug the left into the left hand channel, the right into the right hand channel, and so on and so forth. With that done, I will take the MicroVerb 4 out of the rack and connect these cables to the output of the MicroVerb 4. It's at this point, having fished the cables out, that you're really glad that you've labelled them. Once these are all connected, I'll get another pair of cables and I will connect those to the input of the MicroVerb 4. So what I'll do with those then is connect those to the output of the Scarlett 18i20. I've allocated channels 5 and 6 for this job. Now, given that I've got so many things connected into the Scarlett 18i20, such as MIDI, USB-C, ins and outs, not all of those cables will be long enough to allow me to pull the unit out of the rack, so I'm going to have to do that off camera, so you have to take my word for it, I'm afraid. With all that plumbed in, I'm going to move over to Abelton Live on the computer. So I've got two return tracks added. They are so that I can send an output from 3/4 on the Focusrite and return into 1920 on which is effectively on the Motu 8 Pre. That's the first of the microverbs, which is the one on the left hand side, and then the one on the right hand side, which is the one that I've just connected up, that's going out on channels 5 and 6 and returning on channels 17 and 18. Just in case it's not clear, I'm using the external audio effect from the audio effects picker on the left hand side on these return tracks, and I'm using the default settings, and that's because I'm changing the levels on the hardware. So with everything set up, let's give it a play. So in this quick jam, I've got the kick unaffected, I've got the snare and the clap going through delay, which I'm manipulating manually, and then finally I've got the bass / lead line being affected by a reverb. So that's the two microverbs in full effect.